how is it bleeding as much as you do these days, Yuta? I watch it and it looks very painful and I don't know, just very, very painful.
Yeah, it was very painful. Also, one thing no one tells you when like that happens in a match is you can't see anything. So like wrestling that match was really hard. I felt blind. I eventually figured out if I wiped this part of my eyes, I could see. Other than that, I was just like wiping it into my eyes for most of the match. But
So
yeah.
wow. So you're blinded by blood, right? And you had
Mhm.
brutal bouts with both Danielson and Moxley before officially joining Blackpool Combat Club. What's it like to just be in there with these guys who are really kind of making an example of you and really physically trying to push you, I think, about as hard as I can imagine you've been pushed in the ring?
Yeah, it was definitely, I would say, both of those matches in consecutive weeks were the biggest test of my career, right? Like being in there with Bryan Danielson, who, for my money, is the best wrestler of all time, uh, and just like the fire that he was trying to get out of me. I could tell that he was, hitting me harder, trying to see if I really had that fight within me, and I think I found it, or at least I thought I had found it until the next week when Moxley pushes me even further and further and harder. So, yeah, there's definitely a different atmosphere when you're in the ring with those guys that you don't get just on a normal match. There's something there that elevates you, and you either have to match that or you're just going to be left behind. So that's what those matches felt like to me.
So I'll slow it down here just a second. I mean, this past year has been a breakout year for you, Yuta. A lot of new fans, a lot of people seeing you, I think, and catching on to you for the first time here. How has it been for you? I mean, first getting the big break with the best friends, right? And now kind of getting to pivot here to Blackpool Combat Club. How has this last year been for you, moving up the card as quickly as you have?
Yeah, this has been a really crazy year for me. I remember thinking like when the pandemic first started, I was like, ah, wow, well, there's my shot. I missed it. There's no more wrestling. I'm in trouble. I'm never gonna get to wrestle again, and never in front of a crowd at least. And it's the worst, and I'm done forever. And then things just started happening. The best friends, real life helped me train and let me sleep on their couch for a month, and they've always been very good to me. And then they offered me, they said, hey, we have this opportunity for you. Would you like to come in? Would you like to do this? And of course I would. So it was really nice to be able to kind of be there with guys that had really helped me out and had really meant a lot to me for a long time. And then, of course, now pivoting into the Blackpool Combat Club has really given me an opportunity to kind of do more of what I was doing on the independents, really kind of dig in, be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more technical. And that's really what I want to bring to the table with my wrestling. So I think I found three of the best guys to do it with. Absolutely.
Well, you're the ROH Pure Champion. I think that's the like standard for technical wrestling, if
All
I'm
right.
not mistaken. So, like
Mhm.
with the best friends, man, you talk about how you guys are actually very, very good friends outside of the ring. What was we saw on screen, right? Trent upset, about everything, but how has it been, behind the scenes with the best friends, with you kind of moving away from them? Is it melancholy for you to have to make this move right now?
I don't know if it's melancholy because I'm very excited to be able to move forward and progress and do other things, but it is, it's a little bit sad to see. I don't know if you saw the BTE this week where Chuck Taylor is cutting my face out of his shirt. So it's a little sad when I see things like that, knowing what those guys have done for me. But I like to think that they'll understand going forward. I don't know if Trent will, but I like to think that Chuck and Orange will at least.
I was about to say, man, because I saw that promo right on TV where Trent was, very upset, right, and kind of feeling looked over here in regards to you moving on to Moxley and Danielson stuff. I don't think a lot of fans really understand how much capital New Japan Pro Wrestling had really put into Trent before AEW launched. I mean, you're working with obviously some top tier individuals here, but it is something for me where I'm like, I don't want to relate with Trent here being looked past or anything like that, but he's a great wrestler, and I'm sure a great mentor and friend as well, Yeah.
Yeah, and like I totally understand where he would be coming from, where he would feel a little bit overlooked or feel like maybe we didn't give him his just due. But the I was there not to like replace him or anything. I was just there to help my friends, and it kind of shook out the way it shook out. And now I've moved on to hopefully bigger and better things for me at least. But yeah, I mean, I I don't know what to tell him. I'm trying. I would like to be his friend, but I don't think it's gonna happen.